What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of our podcast, Magnified Reality. My name is Manny.
My name is Christian.
And I'm Jake.
This is Jake. We have a very special guest with us. Well, that is Jake right here. Jake, man, who are you? Tell the audience who you are. What do you do? What's up?
What are you doing here?
Yeah, how'd you get here?
What are you doing?
All right, so I know Manny and Christian both from work. I'm in a band. I've been in 3 bands so far. Right now, this band has been the most furtive at this point. I love cars. I love working on cars. I love art. I love history. I love analyzing movies and scripts. I love books. My favorite writer is H.P. Lovecraft. What else do I like? Shit, I like alcohol.
Just a Renaissance man.
I mean, of sorts. I mean, as much as
flesh.
you can be a Renaissance man in this day and age, it's kind of shifted from, whenever we didn't have CNCing and, power hammers and stuff, but whatever.
Modern day.
And
Renaissance
that
man.
is Jake, our good buddy. You guys, we want to welcome him to our explosive, amazing season finale. You guys, a whole season 10 episodes of this freaking podcast. It's been a wild ride, For some episodes we didn't know what the heck we were doing, and for the other episodes we still didn't know what the heck we were doing, but we're still doing it. We're still going strong.
And we still don't know what we're doing.
But you guys,
Same, brother.
same. That's life, you guys. We're really happy for all you guys that tune in. So with that said, you guys, let's get right into our first topic of the night, and this one's kind of bless you or
Thank you.
whatever. It was cough. Last time on the previous episode, we were talking with Christian's girlfriend, Christian, of course, and myself. We were talking about culture shock, how they traveled to California and Texas, and how different the culture is now. Today, we are lucky to have Jake because he's actually in his band. His band is named Crushed, with the question mark and
Exclamation point question.
Exclamation.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I always get that backwards.
Interrobang, exclamation point question mark. I might be wrong though. The interrobang might be the other way, but English language, as long as you communicate what it is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's very creative. His band Crushed has toured all over the United States, all over the country, Canada. They've gone to Asia, Japan, and all kinds of crazy places like that, man. So I imagine you've seen some shit, man, and you've seen some stuff, man. So what can you tell us about that, dude? Like culture, what? I'm sure it must be different now. A whole new world out there.
I mean, it
Sponsor us,
is.
Disney.
It is and it isn't. I mean, as long as you treat culture as a relative icon to how you exist, then it's not. But Japan definitely is sort of backwards from us. The first thing that you need to really understand about Japan is that it is a high efficiency country in the sense that everything works all the time. So, if you have a ticket reader for the train that doesn't work, or if you have an elevator that doesn't work, it's kind of they take care of it really quickly.
Must be nice.
Yeah, and I mean,
here in Albuquerque, it takes fucking years to fix a road. Dude.
Yeah,
seriously.
And playing into the high efficiency thing, that sort of translates to a lot of aspects of their culture. I can only give sort of a limited view just because I am foreign and I was there for 2 weeks, but a lot of their stuff, even the damaged cars, were still functioning perfectly, and they would tape certain sections up and they would paint it the same color as the car. And whenever you go into the subways and you walk down the stairs, they have designated sections for people that are going up and people that are going down.
Interesting.
And whenever you wait in the line for the subway, they have lanes for everybody to wait, and you wait for everybody to get off the subway before you get on. And then whenever you're on the subway, you don't talk to anybody, you don't make any noise. You just sit there.
It's super quiet.
Yeah, it's super quiet.
Interesting.
The hardest part about Japan was that my drummer loves Mayday Parade, and he loves pop punk, and so one ear would be plugged in and the other wouldn't, and he'd have his drumsticks out on the massive bag that he had on the train. So he'd be sitting there listening and tapping, and I was just oh my gosh, Greg, dude, we're in Japan.
And where people just
it's you can't do this here.
just looking at him who is that foreigner?
Yeah.
At least they know, he's not just an anarchist in his own country, breaking all the rules. He's oh.
Yeah.
He's a foreigner. He doesn't know any better.
And the Japanese are very accepting, I mean, a lot of times you're going to experience that, you sort of break cultural norms and they won't correct you. just because, I don't know, I don't want to generalize, but I don't know if it's sort of like they don't want to be rude by correcting you, or if, it's sort of part of the culture to not correct people that are doing things wrong, and it's expected of everybody to do everything the way that it's set up. But, nobody told us any different. So I'm sure that we broke a lot of the cultural rules in Japan, and I feel really bad about that. But at the same time, I made some of the best friends that I've ever made, and I absolutely love Japan. To me, it's my favorite country in the entire world.
Hell yeah.
We toured with a Japanese band for 2 weeks in California, and those or up the West Coast, and those guys were insane. They were awesome. They're called Camellia.
Camellia. Check them out, guys.
Yeah, Camellia. They're an awesome band. They're absolutely.
They're from
amazing.
Japan.
Yeah, they're from Japan.
But they sing English or Japanese? Or?
It's a little bit, from what I got, it's a little bit of a mix of both. So they have 3 members. It is Hiji, Kazuya, and Takashi. And they all work at they all work at this place called K's Dream, or Takashi does, at least from my understanding. And so there's this venue in Chiba called K's Dream, and the owner is sort of obsessed with Kurt Cobain. Like he has some of the receipts from whenever Kurt Cobain bought his first like Jaguars and stuff, and he has all the scents of Smells Like Teen Spirit. So sometimes he has a museum of all the Kurt Cobain stuff that he has, and there's a big mural of Kurt Cobain on the outside. Dang. And they brought their sound guy, who's the house sound guy of K's Dream. And he ran sound for us like once, and it was amazing. But he ran sound for them across the entire tour. And he hangs out with our buddy Fletcher too in Chiba. I'm gonna go and visit him in Japan in a little bit.
That's tight.
Yeah, he's from. I think he's from. I can't remember if he's from like Boston or Chicago or something like that. But he's super cool. He's a super cool guy.
Well, question on that, because you said these guys are from Boston, but they're in a Japanese band.
No, Fletcher is. He's American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha,
but
gotcha.
like Takashi, Kazuya, and Hiji, they're all, and Kaneda too. Kaneda is their sound guy. They're all from Japan.
Gotcha.
So they toured with us for 2 weeks. They saw the redwoods, and
That sounds
Nice,
That
dude.
sounds
it
fun.
was so amazing.
But okay, while you were in, so that was touring in California
In the West Coast.
On the West Coast. But when you were in Japan, like when you were there, like as soon as you got there, what was the first thing that caught you off guard, dude? Because like I imagine like the language barrier must be one thing, but
Yeah.
I do understand that their schools they teach English, right? Like
So they teach English. So the majority of Japan, in the younger generations especially, speak pretty decent English. But the thing about their like lexicon is that they borrow words from British, Australian, and American English. So you
so
kind of
it's a mix.
you kind of get like a mishmash, and it translates to Japanese as well. Especially whenever they have 3 different alphabets and things to represent words that they have borrowed from other languages to represent whatever it is that they're talking about or making.
Like kanji.
Yeah, they have kanji, katakana, and I can't remember the other one, but
Interesting.
yeah. So most of them speak a decent amount of English, and it's pretty easy to communicate. They use body language a lot too, but most of the time everything is either in like all the signs are either in English or they're in kanji. So it's easier to get around Tokyo than it is the New York Metro.
Really?
Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah.
It makes so much more sense than like an American-made subway system.
Oh God! When I went to New York, this was like probably like almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Oh my God! Riding around Manhattan, it was like, and the locals. Once you live there, I'm sure like it's second nature. But man, like we were reading the maps. And we're just like on an app. We were trying to find an app, and we saw, we found an app. But even then, it was like, wait, what? You take route like the purple line to I don't know what the heck. So yeah, that shit's insane.
It's really confusing in New York. I've been to New York and I've ridden the subway as well, and it's really difficult to get around. But like in Tokyo, they have subway maps that are, one half will be in Japanese or kanji or katakana, and then the other half will be in English. And it's like they'll have a main loop of all the subway stations that they hit, and then they have the branches of where those other stations go to. And it's super easy to get around Tokyo. You can cross the entire Tokyo metropolitan area in like an hour and get anywhere in Tokyo in an hour. Most places take 15 to 20 minutes, if that. If you're going from like Nakano to Shibuya or Shinjuku, it takes 5 minutes or 10 minutes by train. Even
Not
from
bad.
Chiba, which is all the way across the Tokyo Bay, getting to Akihabara was a 30-minute train ride. It wasn't anything.
Why are we not in Tokyo right now, man? That sounds
I
super
was thinking
fun.
the same thing.
What about the
Fuck.
tech? Because like in movies, Tokyo and Japan, they're portrayed as there's a lot of tech, vending machines.
Yeah, just even outside.
There's
like,
vending
it's-
machines that sell used panties, dude. Like that's how.
That was my favorite thing. That was my absolute favorite
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. You
Yeah.
put money
They,
or
they use coins. So a lot of their like
Oh my God.
monetary denomination is based on coinage.
yen, right? Or-
Yeah, it's the yen, but they have like 1, $500, $800 or like 800 yen coins. So you can just go and put a couple coins into a vending machine and buy like a Monster Energy drink, or you can buy a hot soup or a hot coffee.
Or a fucking cell phone. You can also buy a freaking cell phone, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and
there's a lot of stuff that you can buy in Japan.
That's
they're
crazy.
Yeah, there's seriously an endless amount of things at your fingertips to do
I
in
think,
Japan.
and correct me if I'm wrong, I think I might have seen somewhere where there's like a vending machine for cars. Like it's a giant freaking garage that spins around, and then like you pick out your car and
You seen it on Tokyo
Yeah.
Drift?
I mean,
it-
that's a
but
parking garage.
They have
Oh,
that stuff
fuck.
for like bikes too. So you can like go park your bike in sort of a storage machine, and it's like it has a rotating.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Yeah,
so
it has a
cool.
rotating like mechanism that stores your bike, and then it takes like maybe 5 to 10 minutes to grab your car, but you go and find your license plate number or whatever it is that you use to find your car, and it just vends the car back out to you.
Robots, you
That's some
guys.
safety right there.
Yeah, I
too.
mean, but a lot of people take the subway, so that's kind of a rare thing, or not rare, but it's like it's not used as much as the subway is.
Shit. And what was your favorite part of Japan, dude?
My favorite part of Japan, like there were so many different things that we experienced going from Tokyo to Okayama, and Okayama is a lot further south, and they don't have a big subway system there. It's a lot more, I don't want to say rural, but it's not as big as Tokyo, but it was just as cool. It reminded me a lot of Albuquerque because everything's kind of spread out and everybody uses cars a lot more.
Dig it.
So, I mean, my favorite part was just the cultural diversity. A lot of times people tend to misrepresent Japan here in America as just like anime culture or as manga culture.
Moshi
But-
moshi.
Yeah. But it's there's so many different aspects to Japanese culture that play into who they are as a people and how they feel about different cities and the representation between the different islands and things like that. It's it's a mixed
Very
bag.
diverse.
So that was my favorite part, and also just how many cool people we met. Like every single person that we met was so nice and so cool and friendly and just willing to help us at every single turn. They were willing to do whatever it took to help us on our journey.
That's
because
badass.
we were an American band in a totally different world. So a lot of people really helped us out, and
So
were
you
just
didn't
super
really
cool.
feel like a fish out of water kind of thing, right?
There were a couple times, I mean, you walk into a restaurant and you can't read the menu, so it's like Russian roulette. You just kind of order whatever.
This
you know?
right here,
Yeah,
whatever
you're
this
just
is.
like, I'm gonna take this, and if it's bad, I'm still gonna eat it. but I
Because you
hope
have no
it's good.
choice. It's freaking raw squid that's
Yeah.
still alive, dude, and spraying ink at you. Dude, how we got a few minutes left in this segment. In a few words, how would you describe the feeling of being an American band? You're singing songs in English, and screaming, and just like sweaty and testosterone fueled freaking rock and roll. For a Japanese audience, what's that like, man?
It was very cathartic. It was interesting. It was something that I never would have expected that I ever would have done in my entire life, but became a possibility because we decided that was what we wanted to do, and it was just kind of mind-blowing playing for a totally different audience than any sort of American audience could have been. You play for people that understand, they have a very mixed bag of how much they understand English, and also you know, we take a lot of inspiration from Japanese bands, and we played with a lot of really, really, really good Japanese bands. So it was, you know, we were kind of the black sheep at every show. But it was awesome to see their reactions and how many people just like wanted to talk to us and just wanted to hang out with us. And they wanted to buy T-shirts, they wanted to buy CDs, they wanted to ask us about where we were from. You know, and it was super cool. There were a couple times whenever I scared the shit out of some people, you know.
Shit.
I hung off some security barriers with my guitar in one hand and, you know, hanging off of the light rig on the other and screaming into the microphone. And it's funny because they didn't move. They just kind of leaned back.
Like, yeah. What is going on here?
They just kind of leaned back, but it was it was awesome. It was such a good experience. I absolutely love Japan.
Well, we definitely need to check out. You have videos, I'm sure, right?
We have some, yeah.
Okay. We need to check out those videos because, like, I mean, I don't have enough money to travel to Japan.
Oh, it's so cheap. It's super cheap.
Yeah.
It's super cheap.
Oh, I'm getting pumped. See, the more you tell me about Japan, the more I want to go visit. I mean, I've always said that, like, Japan looks like the place I want to be, but, like, I'm scared of that. You know, like the language barrier, like that I'm gonna be lost and that I won't be able to find my way back to wherever I'm staying or like find food. You know. And it looks like it's freaking crowded, like at least the way it is in the movies, you know, like it's always crowded, but I'm guessing they film, you know, like the biggest parts of Tokyo.
Well, yeah, and food is everywhere. And the biggest
vending machines.
The biggest challenge that I had was not having like phone service. So what I did to get us around was I took pictures. I like took screenshots of our route, like different segments of our route and how like what trains we needed to take and stuff the night before. So then I would just reference those. And it's so easy to get around. Like most places that you stay at will give you pocket Wi-Fi, or you can get it at the airport.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's really not crowded other than the touristy areas in Tokyo. Like it's actually pretty quiet most places, which is surprising and kind of mind blowing. And there's no trash anywhere too, but there's also no trash cans.
What?
Yeah.
No trash cans?
Yeah. There's like I saw like 3 or 4 trash cans, but the streets are like absolutely clean. It's a beautiful country and they take really good care of it. That's what was so surprising is, you know, here, you know, people smoke cigarettes and throw them on the street. In Japan, they have like designated smoking areas, places where they dispose them. Yeah, and they take good care of their cities. You know, it's like there's not trash anywhere. It doesn't smell bad. Tokyo is a really clean city, surprisingly for how many people that it has.
Interesting. Yo, well, we're getting near the end of our segment, and that's freaking awesome. You know, we still need to talk about more things about Japan, such as Godzilla, also known as Gojira.
It's Gojira.
But you guys, now that we've heard about some culture shock, and thank you so much for that insight, we're gonna be back in a little bit with another segment. You guys, stay tuned for a little bit, a clip from Jake's band Crushed, one of their brand new songs. Check this out, Finger Guns.
This segment is brought to you by Crushed. They're back with their explosive new album, Sins of the Father. 7 new tracks, including the massive single, Japanese Style. Available in stores everywhere.
Welcome back to a brand new segment of Magnified Reality. You guys, we've been discussing some very interesting topics such as Japan, Godzilla probably, and you guys, we've got we're pretty gangster around here, and sometimes when we're very, how do you call it, artistic and intellectual individuals. I would describe us that way, and people who describe themselves that way, you know, we tend to, and I don't know if I speak for you guys too, like when I'm trying to sleep, I start thinking about like, you know, like scenarios that aren't even happening or that can't even happen. You know, like, oh, what if I had superpowers? What if this happened? What about this? Like I just stay up for
Hypotheticals.
Yeah, hypotheticals late at night. So in a previous episode, we discussed, you know, what superpower would you have? Christian picked invisibility. I think I picked super speed. But that's the basic one. So what we've got a couple of questions for you guys, the audience, and I got these questions for my friends right here. What would be your favorite unorthodox superpower? Like, what is something you would like to have the ability to do? Starting with you, Jake.
No pressure, though.
Besides besides being able to conjure up like vodka or freaking tequila wherever you are, dude, that'd be tight, dude.
It would be whiskey, but you know.
Whiskey, dude.
Sure.
Turn water into whiskey, dude. That's the hidden chapter of.
It's a modern day Jesus right there.
So,
That could be a song, dude.
Why in the fuck this shit?
I'm thinking
Just
maybe
do vodka.
maybe like a surfacey altruistic vampirism like Castlevania, like Alucard.
okay.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I like a lot of video games. I think that the chosen one aspect sort of falls into superpowers because a lot of video games tend to make you feel that way. So it's kind of a superpower at this point. You know, the world revolves around you and your actions, and
Yeah.
you know you can only advance the plot so far because you're the chosen one. But
Okay.
you know, vampirism, you know, Castlevania. You know, vampirism is ambiguous. You don't have to be a bad vampire. You don't have to be a good vampire. Maybe you just serve your own.
Purpose.
Serve your own purpose, your own goals and
Well,
things like that.
What do you mean vampirism? Like, what are the abilities of a vampire? Or
Oh, I'm not talking like, you know.
Haven't you seen
Twilight.
Twilight?
Yeah, shut up, Chris.
Like-
No, I'm not talking that crap. I'm talking like Castlevania, like
You-
gritty vampires,
like
you know, like
dope vampires.
people that sleep for thousands of years, and then other people that, you know, unleash armies of hell upon the world because
Freaking-
they killed his wife.
Summon bats and stuff.
Yeah, you
That'd be
summon
tight,
armies
dude.
of like actual monstrous vampires
Oh,
as
that'd-
opposed to human vampires.
See, that'd be tight.
Or
I would make them
summon-
carry my luggage when I go out of town, dude.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that would be good. You gotta tip them though.
No, because like I summon them from the deepest bowels of the underworld, dude. You know, I'm like, you.
So do we get
I
currency?
summon you.
That'd be the worst job.
Carry my
Can we get
luggage.
paid in Canadian currency, master?
What is my
It's like,
purpose?
fuck no.
You pass the. You
I'm
carry
from
the luggage.
Transylvania.
You carry the luggage.
Oh god! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Like you create.
Yeah, join the club, buddy.
You create living beings with like consciousness and freaking feelings, and their only fucking job is to carry your luggage, dude.
Okay, so maybe that, or all right. So I'm thinking like beasthood, like like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, more like the ability to reincarnate with reincarnate with a goal in mind. That way, whenever you complete what it is that you're doing, the sense of purpose sort of fills you.
Okay. The sense of purpose. That
So I mean, it would apply to Dark Souls or Bloodborne, either universe. That would be my superpower.
That sounds fun, dude. You
Sounds
mentioned
like hell.
you mentioned Castlevania, dude, and I was actually thinking about this topic the other day. When I was thinking of topics to talk about on this podcast, and I was actually thinking of Castlevania too. I don't know if you played the one. What's it called? Something of the Moon or whatever.
Symphony of the Night.
Not Symphony. I don't know which one it has. It was on
Is
the
it
DS.
an old cat? Oh, on the DS.
Yeah, and Game Boy, where he throws a dummy through the wall, and then they swap places like a ragdoll. So like I could throw a ragdoll through this wall.
It's like a
and-
surrogate.
Yeah, and then like swap places. But then I was thinking of like, the other day I was, and in fact the other day, yesterday, the day before yesterday, and every day before that, when I go to work, because I tend to stay up late, and I'm freaking tired. Like I'm like, I feel like I'm in auto mode. So it'd be cool if like to have my superpower would be to have like an autopilot mode. To like where I could like just like my mind and my essence, just to be asleep, but my body still, in auto mode, like performing my job. Like actually doing my job, but like then I wake up. Like as soon as my shift ends, like that's when I come back into my body and I'm like, all right, cool, like I'm ready to start the day, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well,
Sleeping.
I mean, it would make sense if autonomy was not synonymous with roboticism, but I kind of get you. It would be more efficient for you to like do stuff like that whenever you don't have to think about it, but at the same time, part of what makes things great is that you have to think about it.
That is true.
Yeah.
You'd be like an android.
And
Yeah,
there are drawbacks because you would lose a huge chunk of your life.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm in my deathbed, I'd be like, man, like I was asleep for all of my shifts. That's like 8 hours a day, like for 40 hours a week. So it would have its drawbacks for sure.
That's
Yeah.
how I feel about sleeping
Yeah.
in general, dude. Oh.
I love
like
sleep.
like you yeah no
I fucking love sleep, and I don't get enough of it, and I fucking love it.
I do too, but like, yeah, dude.
No,
That's my favorite
I feel
thing.
like the reason why I don't sleep, and I mentioned this in previous podcasts, like, I'm running on 4 hours. In fact, today I'm running on 4 hours too, is because I feel like I could be doing so much. Like, I have that mentality of, like, I'll sleep when I'm dead, I'll sleep when I'm old, when I can't
Right.
handle it anymore, and I'm getting to that point. But, when people are asleep, like, freaking what 11 p.m. is that the time when normal people go to sleep? 11,
People,
12.
I would say
Depends.
anywhere between like 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
I usually go to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Me too.
Same.
And like I feel like I had like that's the time when everything's quiet. No one's bugging you. Like my creative juices start flowing, and
So then you're a closet introvert then.
you know what? I think so.
Introvert.
Yeah, you like to be by yourself, but you also socialize.
You know what? Oh my God, I'm having a meltdown right now. I'll break through, you guys.
That's how I am. I
I
like
feel
to
like-
be by myself, but at the same time, I like to have conversations and I
Yeah.
like to explore like different concepts and all the angles that you could take to it. But you know, at the end of the day, there are certain days whenever I just want to sit on my front porch and smoke and drink whiskey and watch YouTube videos with nobody bothering me.
Yeah, me too. And then I also like I'm that type of guy, but I also get that like FOMO, dude, fear of missing out. You know, like like my friends are social, like maybe I should like get in the car and drive out to them and see what's up. But yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Well, we learned a lot about ourselves today. Let me fucking say. I'm the same way. I just feel like I took it better than you did.
What do you call it?
Introspection.
Closeted intro.
Closet introversion. You
I'm coming out.
when you appear as like an outgoing. You appear as an outgoing or extroverted person on the outside, but extroversion and outgoing they're not synonymous with each other. They mean two different things. So, you can be extroverted, which means that you gather energy or personal energy from talking, conversing with other people. But outgoing just means that you know how to talk to other people and you enjoy talking to other people, but you can still be outgoing and introverted at the same time.
Who would have thought?
So
there's an
introversion,
in-between.
introversion just means that you gather energy from yourself and your downtime and the time that you spend with yourself thinking and rationalizing all the things in your life.
Wow. Well, I just learned a lot about myself. Because like when people say like, they. Whenever I did like a job interview at my current job, like they ask you like, are you, like this is to figure out if you're an introvert or like what's it?
Extrovert.
It's all
Extrovert.
bullshit.
Yeah, it's freaking bullshit. I was like, well,
It's
I
all
like this,
bullshit.
but I also feel like that. So I feel like I've landed somewhere in the middle. So interesting, you guys. In the comment section below, before we go into, and I'm so sorry for cutting you off. Let us know,
it's
you
okay.
guys, because you guys are part of this conversation too. It's not just us three spewing stuff onto you guys. We would love to hear from you guys too. So in the comment section below, let us know. Are you an introvert, extrovert? Are you somewhere in between?
Or an ambivert, actually. That's
Ambivert.
What's that?
it
I have not
shows
heard that
signs
term.
of both introvert and extrovert, basically.
Oh yeah,
So
I mean that would
just
be
like
a
that.
common middle ground for
Yeah.
a lot of people. That makes sense.
I think that's what I am. Because
So-
sometimes I love just hanging out with my friends, and sometimes I'm just like, fuck you guys, Well, not fuck you.
Well, shit.
Well, like,
Well,
this
I
podcast
have-
is
Fuck you
over.
guys,
I have certain days that I like set to like play Dungeons and Dragons or poker.
Yeah.
Or like board games, So it's like I have those days that I know I need to be extroverted, but then I also have days in between where I know I need to take downtime for myself
Yeah.
and hang out and play guitar or work on my car or do whatever.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's nice that you can do both. Like you don't get so much like a sense of fulfillment just from going out, just spending money, drinking, just doing, partying out. Like you can also have fun, just with yourself, and that's cool. Like I think that's part of self-love, where you can be comfortable just being alone.
Self-love or self-awareness.
Mhm.
You got to understand who you are.
Yeah. Well, with that said, we've learned a lot about ourselves. Christian, what unorthodox what superpower would you get other than super speed,
Unorthodox, huh?
no invisibility, nothing basic, dude? We ain't no basic bitches over here, homie. We keep it real here in Magnified
Keeps it
Reality.
real.
We keeps it real, dog.
So if
We
you
keep
all
it
will remember a few episodes back when we were talking about our favorite Batman, it is because we like Batman here.
I think he's alright.
Fucking Batman shot.
Batman's the best
Batman
superhero
sponsor us.
because he's
Yeah.
a superhero.
And I think
Yeah,
if
he's
I
just-
were to be like anybody,
He'd be
like,
Batman.
yeah, I mean the guy runs off of like what 2 hours of sleep a night, bench presses like a fucking 1,000 pounds,
And
Has,
also
like-
technology and intellect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like he
He's got
develops all his stuff.
cash for days. He's just got like the strongest willpower. He's like, okay, you pissed me the fuck off, and I could totally kill you right now, but I'm not gonna. Always.
Oh, that's
his
also
life.
that's also the biggest drawback of Batman is that he refuses to kill people. But
Not if you're Ben Affleck.
Batfleck, he killed a lot of people.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I still have not seen Superman versus Batman.
You're not missing
the
out
other
on
way
much.
around, Batman versus Superman.
But yeah, you're
I
not.
liked that movie.
I do
You
not
liked
like.
it?
I like that movie,
I do
you
not
too.
like the DC Cinematic Universe in
Me neither,
general.
dude. No, dude, and those were my we already talked about this, dude. Why you guys so shocked, dude? Like those were my favorite superheroes, dude. Like I was like DC, Marvel sucks, and now I'm like Marvel's dope, and I like the DC cartoons, but like man, the DCEU is the worst, dude. Like I almost cried at the end of Justice League, not because it was a good movie, but because they ruined my freaking superheroes. And you know what? That freaking whoever fucking Warner Brothers
Zack Snyder.
sponsor us.
It's Zack Snyder, man.
No,
it's Zack
dude.
Snyder's fault.
No,
It's
Zack Snyder
not.
didn't get to finish his movie.
His daughter, and this is really bum me, dude. His daughter committed suicide in the middle of production.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so he had to drop out, and he didn't get to, his vision didn't get fulfilled,
It's like
So-
a really big thing right now that people are requesting that he release the Snyder
The
Cut.
Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, it's tough dealing with that kind of stuff, so I can get it.
Yeah, so that, I don't blame the guy, I blame the studio because they just were like, okay, we're gonna just pop in this other guy, Joss Whedon, who did the Avengers. They thought just because he did the Avengers he could salvage the movie, but it just, no, it was a
Nope.
mess, dude. It was
Nope.
a mess, and I have hopes that maybe if Zack Snyder, dude, had done it, dude, had fulfilled his vision, it would have been pretty good. I feel like, but, coulda, woulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. No, I actually couldn't have.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I guess he
It's
couldn't have. Yeah, it's bummy. So I'm still pissed at Warner Brothers, but still Warner Brothers sponsor us.
And that's Zack Snyder, not to be confused with Jake Snyder. Not to be confused with Jake
Other-
Snyder of Minus the Bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake Snyder, he shares the same exact name with me. They're breaking up this year, unfortunately. But
Wait, who's that?
he's the lead singer of Minus the Bear.
Minus
which
the
is
Bear,
which
and
is
Menos
Adam,
del Oso.
which is Adam Smith. Adam Smith's favorite band. He is the guitarist of my band. Minus the Bear is one of his favorite bands. And the first time that I friended him on Facebook, he thought that I was Jake Snyder of Minus the Bear. So he got really excited, but then he was disappointed to find out that I was just Jake Snyder. But at the same time, I was really disappointed to find out that, Crushed was the worst band in Albuquerque. So
That crushed
Nice.
what?
Crushed was the worst band in Albuquerque.
Up and now they're the best, you guys.
I don't know about that, man. I've seen some really bad metal bands like in the scene.
You didn't see Crushed before me and Greg were in the band.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That bad? How long has
You
Crushed
guys have like recordings?
Crushed has been together for 8 years.
Ben, how long have you been in it?
I've been in the band for 3.
Dang, dude.
So Adam Smith was the first guy that ever responded to me about getting a show anywhere in Albuquerque for my first band, which was the Grey List, which is the most stupid name ever. But we used to play a lot of like post-punk or like post-hardcore stuff, and then I joined another band called Willow, and it was a blues band, and I was with my girlfriend, and whenever that ended, Adam asked me to join Crushed, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll be a fill-in. But then, after a couple shows, I was kind of hooked.
Yeah.
Just on the raw, like, who
And-
gives a fuck? Break your guitar, smash some shit, go crazy.
And you know what? I haven't seen your band live yet. I still have to do that, but I've seen the videos, dude, and you guys look like you guys give zero damns. Like you guys are just
Nope.
having a blast. Like
Exactly.
I see you, dude. You're just like wailing on your guitar, like just, and then the singer, dude, just like freaking half screaming, half talking, half like yelling and singing, dude, and like the crowd is just like fucking beating each other up, and not in a bad way, I'm like, whoa, like
He's a good singer. He's got his own sound.
Yeah, I really-
I give him props for like being his own person and having his own sound.
I like his tone. It's very unique too. Like it's not like he's not trying to be something else. You can tell like that's his natural tone, and like it's very unique. It's like very raspy. You guys, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, just a quick reminder. Jake is in a band called Crushed. Exclamation mark, question mark?
Exclamation point, question mark, yeah. You got it.
Okay,
you
yeah.
got it. You got it.
And, bro, in the next 10 seconds, how would you describe Crush in 10 seconds?
Shoegaze, dance, punk, really drunk, break everything, communism. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing, yo. Oh my gosh, you guys have to check out his band. There will be links in the description down below to their music. You got new stuff coming out, right?
Yeah, we have new stuff that's out now, and we're working on another album.
That's freaking.
But we have new stuff that is coming out on vinyl,
Tight.
which is mind blowing because they've never had vinyl before. But you know,
Yeah.
Vinyl, although old, is like the best sound quality you can get for some reason. It's like it's so good
Because it's not
Like, it's
compressed.
so-
Digital stuff is compressed, so it could fit through, those little cables through your Wi-Fi.
yeah.
And vinyl is just
wires
analog.
and
dude.
shit. And
Yeah.
And that was the first thing that I noticed whenever I listened to our album on vinyl was that everything seemed more open. You could hear both the guitars equally. You could hear the bass, you could hear the drums, and you could hear the vocals without any one of them sort of taking up an extra notch of space. And our sound engineer, Matthew Tobias at Empty House Studio, did a really damn good job of mixing that. So if anybody's looking to record, that's the guy to go to.
There you
There
go.
you
Oh.
Hey.
go.
Hey, you guys, that is so exciting. I mean, I could talk about music production for days. In fact, maybe we should do that in the next segment. I mean, vinyl is dope. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vinyls on the wall over there. They're all Linkin Park. Haven't listened to them yet because I don't have a record player, but
I own one. Also haven't listened to it because I don't have a record player.
yeah. So you guys, let us know in the comment section below. Do you listen to vinyl? Have you ever heard vinyl? Do you have a record player? What's your favorite freaking album? Your favorite local band from wherever you are? You know what? In fact, that's the question of the day. What's your favorite local band from the place where you live? Let us know down below. It's always nice to hear local bands. Like when
It
they're
really
so
is
small.
because they're usually like the best bands.
Yeah, it very like unique. Like
Because
people.
they're still doing what they want.
Instead of like conforming to like the record label. But you guys, we have to go to our next segment. Well, we have to go to a commercial break because the higher ups at our
Our headquarters.
the man is watching. There's a camera right there, and
It's 1984, man. Big Brother's watching.
I seen some shit, man. You guys, we'll leave you with some words from our sponsors, which is still not totally us or Crushed. It's probably Crushed.
This segment is also brought to you by Crushed. They're back with their explosive new album, Sins of the Father. 7 new tracks, including the massive single, Boso Soku. I hope I said that right. Available in stores everywhere.
Welcome back to Magnified Reality.
That was a weird sound you just made, dude, but we're
Yes.
back. We're back with another segment. We took a break a little bit. We walked outside. We got some fresh air, and we got some, we talked about some really awesome stuff, and that we want to share with you guys. For example, we were talking about some of our favorite road trips. You guys. I've been on some crazy road trips. Christian has just came back from a road trip, and of course Jake over here has been to a road trip all around the world. You guys. So we're about to tell you some really awesome stories. Well, Jake, can you start us off, man? Like, what was, like, if you could pick one road trip, the first one that comes to your mind that you like, dude. Tell us a little bit more about.
There's so many.
There's so many. You've been everywhere, bro.
Okay, so we'll start with Memphis. All right, so we go to this bar in Memphis, and it's supposedly a haunted bar because it was an ex-brothel, and my singer got shit-faced. Like homie was so drunk he didn't even know what was going on. And my guitarist pulls his shirt over his head like from the bottom, and he jumps into the back seat, and we were singing like "Livin' La Vida Loca" or whatever. So
Ricky Martin?
he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and my singer punches him in the face like 6 times, and so he's bleeding out of his nose. And he gets out, and he's got a big old smile on his face. And after that, Joel was my singer was trying to sleep next to me, and I got irritated because he was fucking talking to me, and I was tired as shit. So I dragged him by his legs into the next room, and for the next 20 minutes, he tried to fight me. And then after that, he left and fell down the stairs, and then came back up, and that was the whole story of Memphis. We saw the JFK motel, or not the JFK, the Martin Luther King motel, and we ate at Central Barbecue and shit, and Memphis was fucking sick. That was like my favorite road trip story.
What the hell? Why?
Other than going to Canada, Canada has the best cigarettes, and they're super cool, and it snows a lot, and it's beautiful.
Jesus Christ. I just can't get over the fact, like, your fucking singer hit your guitarist in the face 6 times, dude?
It was something like that. He just punched him as much as he could. And
Was he really being that annoying?
Joel was just in fight mode. He was just going ham.
That's cool that you guys can, like, get punched in the face by each other for, like, literally no reason
And, like,
still be homies.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about Crushed is that, like, I'm a very straightforward person. I say what I'm thinking, and a lot of other people are too. So, we kind of just tell each other whatever it is that's going on, whether we're bothered or whether we're having a great time or whether we're just being jackasses, and, it blows over because all of us respect the fact that, whatever it is that somebody's saying, they mean it. It's not, nobody's sort of pandering or like sugarcoating anything, so you should take everything as it comes and just deal with it and move on.
Yeah, I think that's one philosophy I like to live by. Life is too short to sugarcoat stuff. At my job, if something bad happens, with the customer, I'll tell them, like, hey, you know what, we messed up, or like, hey, you messed up by doing this. This is the facts. This is how you can fix it, or hey, you're screwed. It's good to, like, it's a waste of time to sugarcoat stuff, in my opinion. Unless it's your family members or whatever, but I like that. I like that straightforward attitude, and that seems like what Crush is all about. You guys Crushed, sponsor us.
That's how. I mean, yeah, sure. We don't have money to pay for shit, but all right, we'll sponsor you.
First official sponsor. Official.
We got it on video.
I can't even speak.
Well, what about you, bro? What was your favorite? And not so much a road trip on its, like, the whole thing, but like your favorite road trip experience.
To be completely honest,
You needed a bass group for that, dude.
I'm about to tell a funny story. Boom, boom.
I mean,
Classic sitcom bass line
freaking
intro.
Seinfeld, dude. No, go ahead.
Seinfeld is
'Cause-
fuck, man. Seinfeld intensifies.
What?
Seinfeld intensifies, man.
And we'll talk about memes in a little bit, but dude, like, you already told us
yeah.
about your previous road trip. You gave us so much insight the last time. Like, what's I guess not so much what's your favorite road trip, but like, what's your favorite memory? Like, what's something that stands out to you that is not lost in a memory?
That's really interesting you ask, because I'm not, to be honest, unless I'm with a bunch of friends, I fucking hate road tripping, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
I love driving, man. I love just cruising.
I'm okay with cruising, but when I have to go somewhere and I'm like, okay, I've got 12 hours, I don't like that feeling.
Like, how many hours you got left to go?
Yeah, because, like, my ass starts to hurt because I'm sitting down too long. People don't get out of the fucking way in the left lane, even though that's the fucking passing lane.
Huh.
But yeah, other than that, I've had road trips with my friends. Those were always fun. We didn't do anything, out of the ordinary. It's just sing some songs, be like, oh, look at that shit. How did that happen? We're looking at some kind of accident or something. In my last one, when we went to California and Dallas, in California, on the way back, we saw, like, a dead body on the side of the road with police. Yeah, and I was afraid to tell the story last time, but yeah, I mean, we don't know any of the details either. It's not like we're,
Dang, that's a
we're, like,
bummer, dude.
right? No, we saw a body, and, like, the police had pulled someone over. We don't know why. We don't know if the body was, like, hidden in his car or if he fucking found it and was like, yo, I found a fucking body, get over here. So we don't know that story. On the way back, we witnessed, like, a million accidents. One of them was just a car crushed between two of these, like, military-looking cars in Phoenix.
Ooh.
And it was just destroyed. We're like, yeah, whoever was in that car, they died.
That's a bummer, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it as far as, road trip goes. And on the way to Texas, we encountered a hailstorm in the middle of fucking summer, and yeah, it's weird.
Texas.
But okay, damn, dude, all these stories are bumming me out, dude. Like, his was funny, dude.
Well,
like,
I mean,
like that's what stands out to you, dude.
There's so many stories I have for being on the road, man. Like, it's ridiculous.
Like, there's so many, dude. But like, man, I don't know. what was your favorite one? Like something that made you happy. I mean, like you were singing with your friends.
That made me happy.
But
Okay.
then you saw that body.
Okay, well here's a story that makes me happy when I think about it. I was driving back to New Mexico from Nevada, and I left Nevada at like 2 in the morning, so I'm in Arizona at this point. It's like probably 4 or 5 in the morning, and it's like the sky is just fucking gorgeous because it's like
Sunrise.
yeah, it's sunrise. But the sun wasn't up yet, but the sky was already turning blue, you know, because the sun's kind of coming up. And it was just like perfect, and I was just like, oh, this is beautiful. And as I was looking up, admiring the sky, fucking shooting stars.
Wow,
Right
it
across
was
the
there for you, bro.
But yeah, I was by myself in that one, and overall boring road trip, but that was like a beautiful moment. Brings a tear to my eye, you know.
Yeah.
My friend didn't get punched in the face 6 times, but that's okay.
That was just a funny story.
I
That was
can't
a
get
funny
over it.
story.
It's just like,
I should have punched my friend.
dude,
in
it's
the
because
face 6 times.
the visual of that, dude, like I picture you guys like in a car, right? It was in the car.
It was
you
a
said?
van, dude.
In
There's
the van.
12 of us, and
Like-
11 of us in the van.
Like it's so cartoony the way you explained, dude. Like he's just driving. I can just picture him like, I picture him driving. Was he the driver?
No, he wasn't. He was
Okay.
he was in the first row of the band. So it was Adam and I think Jimmy, and then it was Joel and somebody else. I don't remember who. But then it was me and somebody next to me is probably Hans, and Adam jumped over the seat with his head, or like his shirt over his head like that, and like Joel like hit him in the face as much as he could, and then Adam got out and there's a picture of him with a big old smile on his face and his nose is bleeding outside of this apartment that we stayed in Memphis.
See, that's fucking legendary, dude. Like that's the stuff you want to put on.
It was hilarious. I thought it was great. I mean, I don't know, like the most beautiful time that I had though, like being on the road was probably there's so many different memories of like, you know, like driving through New York and stuff. But like in Ohio, we were driving through Ohio when we stopped at a gas station and just like seeing the sunset as, you know, all the snow sort of covers the trees and we're at a gas station. Just the colors and things like that as it set was just it was so gorgeous, and that was such a profound moment for me because you know, I mean, whenever you're on tour, so much of your time is spent just going somewhere that you kind of forget to, you know, sit and think about a place that you're at. So
Yeah.
it was beautiful, and then, you know, I drank a bottle of SoCo and smoked a cigarette, you know, so.
That's perfect. That sounds perfect, dude. Like
Yeah, man.
I've been to so many places, and I feel like, I mean, in New Mexico, we're known for having like amazing sunsets.
Yeah.
But like sunrises, I mean, there's a freaking Sandia Mountains that cover the first like hour or two of the sun rising, and I remember driving through Texas once, during the sunrise, and you know there's like no mountains, it's just plain, and just like the colors, I was like, wow, like that's stuff that I hardly ever see. So people who are listening to this that don't have mountains to cover your sunrises, enjoy that, you know, appreciate it, because there's people like us that don't get to see that too often. As far as road trips, I mean, the times every time that I go to California, you know, like all the stops in between, there's always like some quirky stuff going on. And here's a funny story, and it's I wouldn't say it's like my favorite part, but it stands out to me. So one time we went to California, and then was it that time? Yeah, we went to California. Well, we went to Las Vegas. Then we went to California, and of course that was amazing. And then from California we went back to Las Vegas. Just last minute, my friend's like, man, I want to go party. That's when we had just turned like 21, 22. So, you know, my friends were like, and I, me too, you know, I was in that mood, like, oh, I want to party, you know, like, you're just getting to enjoy that. So he's like, in the middle of the night, let's just, like, we still had one night left in the motel in California. He's like, let's just go back to Vegas right now. I'm like, shit, we're not going to have a place to stay, but all right, cool. I guess we'll party all night. Well, back then I used to have this really quirky thing. I hope I'm not admitting to
I
like
think I know exactly what you're doing.
you know what I'm about to say.
Manny used to steal drinks.
Manny,
Am I right?
Yeah.
Ah, I was right.
Monster, dude.
I was a
You're
monster. Dude, it's because, like, you know, Jesus Christ, I used to feel like so powerful, like oh man, like I can, like, if I saw a drink like in the club, I would just grab it and then freaking chug it, or like I would stack them like freaking 3 drinks, and I would go up to my friends, hey guys, check this out, I got 3 freaking free drinks. They'd be like, hey, that's what's up, fam. So whatever, I would drink those, but that's the problem. Like I was tired. We had been to in Universal Studios the whole freaking day in the sun, and like I was freaking tired. I was drinking these drinks, and like obviously we weren't gonna get any sleep. All of a sudden, I feel like this jolt of energy, like, oh yeah, I can do anything, right? Now, I don't do drugs. I really don't. I feel like I did drugs that night. One of those drinks must have been laced with something, because like I felt so energetic. So then on the way back, my friends are freaking tired, and we hadn't slept all night. We have been partying in the clubs all night. So at 7 in the morning, I get behind the wheel. Terrible idea, you guys. I don't condone this, and I would never in a million years do it again. I get behind the wheel, driving back to Albuquerque, and all of a sudden, I'm like, it starts raining, right? And I'm like, whoa, like the circus is in town. I saw the clouds as a giant circus tent. I was like, wait, that's way too big to be a circus tent. Yo, what's going on here? I look to my left, and I see the little minions from Despicable Me, dude, in their little motorcycles riding next to me, dude, on the road. I was like...
Was this in your Mustang?
No, this was in a car we rented to travel
Jesus.
to freaking Vegas, dude.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
driving, and I swear, dude, I saw minions in their little motorcycles driving next to me. Yay! I was like, yo! I was like, huh.
I saw a little dude.
Like, uh-oh.
I saw it.
That can't be right. So I pull up to the nearest Cracker Barrel that I could find somewhere in Nevada, and then I'm like, yeah, my friends were
Has to be
asleep.
a Cracker Barrel.
It had to be a Cracker Barrel, dude. Cracker Barrel sponsor us. Even though you guys fired me for yelling at a customer. That story is season 2. I'll tell you the story of how I got fired from Cracker Barrel. Clickbait.
It's a good story.
It is a good story. But no, the point was, like, I pulled to the nearest Cracker Barrel and freaking took a nap, dude. My friends later woke up and then they took over the wheel. But man, like, I think that was a standout. Like, I've never done drugs. Like that I'm like,
you remember.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do drugs, but like I guess, and that taught me a lesson not to steal freaking random people's drinks in Vegas of all places, because it might be laced with something. So yeah, don't steal drinks.
Hang 10, brother. Hang 10.
So yeah, that was my story. I'm not proud of it, you guys. I'm not saying it because I'm proud of it. It was very dangerous, very reckless, but it was a part of my youth. So yeah. Could have died.
Hell yeah,
Just
brother.
a guy. All guys do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Everybody does dumb shit at least once.
And that's the thing I like. Like, I mean, it's cool to, like, grow and, like, maybe move away from, like, the really, really dumb shit. But it's cool to, like, also, like, remember, like, man, like I got lucky. Like, I learned a lesson. I did learn a valuable lesson, dude. I didn't steal a drink after that. Well, for, like, a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like a
like,
month.
if that... How long is that story?
At least a month.
At least a month.
Because I've definitely seen you steal drinks before.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, don't drink that. You don't know where it's been. You're like, no, it's fine.
It's cool, dude. Yeah, back in the Savage days, you guys. I wouldn't do that. I'm too old
Worst
for
you
that.
can get is mono.
One time I forgot how to read. Like, same thing in Vegas, and in
It took me a
Vegas.
while to process that. But I'm
No.
like, okay.
Same thing in Vegas, and it was that same year too. It was like, okay, right here I'm talking about October. Let's go back to March of that same year. This was like 2015 or 15, I think. Yeah, like partying so hard, and when I came back, I was going to college at that point, and then I couldn't read. Like I went back to school the next day or the day after that, and I was reading the book. I couldn't read. It's the weirdest thing. And then like I kept having like in the nights I couldn't sleep either. Like I was having I think I was having withdrawals. Because, like, I would sweat, dude. I would still hear the club music. I would have anxiety attacks, dude. It was the worst thing ever, dude.
Jesus.
It was freaking horrible.
That's why I don't go to clubs, man.
Yeah,
Go to hipster bars where they buy the neon sign with one light already flickering.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing. Like, I still like to go out, like, have a couple of drinks. But, like, in moderation, that was when, like, the floodgates had barely opened, like, I can finally buy drinks.
Yeah.
And I was just, like, freaking left and right, So, like, I learned a lot, So, yeah.
What was your first drink?
My first drink? Oh, my God. My first drink was a Bud Light, dude. And
Really?
yeah.
So I used to go to Nerd Night, or we called it Nerd Night, like every Sunday, and I used to go play like a Pathfinder or Eclipse or whatever it was that we were playing that week, and the host only had Fat Tire, and I was like almost 21 at that time. I mean, I drank maybe a sip of beer or like some wine or whatever when I was a kid, but Fat Tire was like, that was the only thing he had to drink. And after 3 weeks of pounding something that I hated, I was like, all right,
I like it.
I like beer. I was like, this beer is pretty good. That was that was like the first time that I ever actually liked beer.
Yeah.
So
Imagine that. My first experience with beer was I actually didn't drink before I was 21. Like I was a good kid. I'm not
I
saying
was
like
too.
drinking
I
that,
didn't
like,
drink until
like
I was almost 21.
Yeah.
We're all good kids here.
I mean, I'm
Look at
not saying that you're a bad kid, not judging anyone, but like good in the sense like straight, like freaking like I was like that Christian church kid that alcohol is bad, rock and roll is bad, this kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. So I had barely turned 21, and I was like I was curious, like well I mean I had drink like little here and there, but I'm like what's a beer taste like actually. So one day after work I went to freaking Walgreens, picked up Bud Light, and to be honest with you guys, I hate Bud Lights. Do you like Bud
I
Light?
fucking hate Bud Light.
Yeah, they're the
Where-
worst. They taste like piss, and
That's
I
all
never
they-
tasted piss, but I imagine that's what.
That's
it
all they had to
tastes
drink.
Sorry, Bud Light.
Whenever I went to
Sponsor us, though.
Lollapalooza, that's all they had to drink was Bud Light or cupcake wine, and I wasn't gonna pay $22 for a bottle of cupcake wine, so I just bought a $7 bottle of Bud Light or like a can of Bud Light, and it was terrible. I hated every second of it.
I got a bad first impression from that night. I was like, man, is this what beer is like? Like, then I want nothing to do with it. I kind of forced myself, because I had bought a freaking I bought a 24 pack.
What's your favorite beer now?
It varies. Honestly, it varies. So for a while, it was the double whites.
Okay.
Double whites are
That's
a local beer. And then I started getting into the dark stuff. Like I would try my friends' beer. Like, yeah, try this beer. It was freaking dark. I was like, oh, that's disgusting. I'll never like that. Now I love the dark beers. Like the blacker the beer is, like I love it. Like anything from.
I do too. Like it fluctuates between like I like Santa Fe Happy Camper and then Malpais.
Okay.
Like Malpais stout
like
from
Happy
La Cumbre. That's like the best shit. I love that stuff.
I
It's
haven't.
so good.
I haven't grown to like IPAs yet, or if I ever will.
I think you will. Here's the thing though, because I thought myself like I would never, like an IPA, like I would smell it, I would taste it, I'd be like, ugh, gross. But the thing about this is that your taste buds change. Like we were talking, I think we were talking about it. Like one was didn't like vegetable. I didn't like vegetables growing up, like broccoli,
Oh, really?
things like that. Yeah,
I
and
love
then
vegetables.
yeah, the older I got, now I have an appreciation for like broccoli and things like that. I'll go out of my way to get like a side of broccoli, like at a restaurant. Same thing with beers, like in my younger days I like just the light, so like freaking Blue Moons, like that was my favorite beer for a while, and now I cannot stand the
Oh,
Blue
mine
Moon.
too.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat too. Like
Yeah.
if I drink a Blue Moon, I don't know. I don't know about the taste or like just the way it makes me feel, but I can't do Blue Moon a whole lot.
Yeah, same. Blue Moon and Dos Equis and Coronas, dude. Like that was because like I used to hang out with the Mexicans. That's all they would have, and it was like, yeah, this is awesome. And now if I get like a Dos Equis, I'm like, like this.
The only time I can drink those is if I'm already drunk. That's it.
Well, you have no choice. Like
Yeah.
you just can't taste. You don't care anymore.
Yeah, I can't drink those unless I'm already drunk.
I love Dos Equis, like the lager. I actually
I
haven't
like
tried it
Negra
yet.
or like no that's like amber. What is it? Dos Equis Amber.
Yeah, I haven't tried it.
They
Dos
have an
Equis-
amber?
Dos Equis- yeah, they have Dos Equis Amber and then like Negro Modelo. Those are like
Interesting.
the best. Those are like my favorite beers.
You like Modelo?
Yeah, I love those. Like
I can't
I don't like
stand
Modelo like Especial. But like,
Oh, that's the one. That
yeah,
my
like
friends always say.
Negra Modelo is like the best. I love that shit.
I need to try that. I had have you guys had the what's it, the Slice of Heaven?
Slice of Heaven is really
Is
good.
that that's local, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
that's
my
that's
gosh, I
made
love
by
that.
La Cumbre as well.
So you guys
Cumbre sponsors
if you guys are thinking of traveling anywhere, consider New Mexico. If you're a beer enthusiast, gosh, we got so lucky with all the local breweries.
Seriously.
Marble Brewery, La Cumbre, Bosque.
Just food in general out here, honestly, like
Come to New
smother
Mexico.
all your shit in red or green chili.
And
You won't have anything like it.
have an IPA, have a New Mexican IPA on the side.
Yeah.
Ought to be good, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Now I want one of those.
Go visit places where Breaking Bad is filmed.
Oh, you guys. And let's talk a little bit more about that on our next segment, you guys. Breaking Bad was filmed here.
Better Call Saul is currently being filmed here.
Yeah, great shows. But you guys, we're going to go to one final word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with our final, probably, more than likely, segment of this episode, Finger Guns.
You're currently tuned in to the Magnified Reality Podcast.
Don't forget to subscribe!
Yeah! Yeah!
That was cool. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final segment of this episode of Magnified Reality. We've had some very, very interesting conversations about road trips, Japan, Godzilla, vodka, beer, all kinds of cool stuff. You guys, for our last segment, I was, the other day, I stayed awake probably for 7 days straight, no sleep. That's probably an exaggeration. Thinking about memes, how they're taking over the place, dude. I love memes. I love
memes.
sending memes, dude, GIFs and all that, or GIFs, whatever you prefer, to my friends, And it's cool because I like how they are, a lot of them are very, how do you call it, like relatable, But there are some memes that just don't make any sense. Like it'll be a picture of a dog like winking, and then it'll be like when he winks at you, like stupid shit, Like
oh yeah,
memes. I don't know. They're not the same anymore. But the question I want to raise is: are they taking over our memes, taking over our ability to express ourselves in our own words? Or, are we going the way that we can't express ourselves and that we rely on a meme or a picture that somebody else made and put on the internet, and we just copy and paste it onto our people, our people who follow us? What do you think, Christian?
That's a really interesting thing because, even if they are taking over, I love memes, but there are those ones that are just really like, what? And then you see how many people share them and like, okay, obviously you guys get it, but I don't get it. And as far as taking our ability away to express something, personally, I don't post that much on social media. Whenever I do, sometimes I'm saying something I need to say, or sometimes it is a meme. Sometimes it's something funny. I'm like, I think other people are going to laugh at this. And a lot of the times when they are relatable, it's just kind of comforting knowing that, oh, they've experienced that too. Like, there was one that was like, there's nothing more comforting than hearing all your classmates talk about how they think they failed a test too in college. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Relatable.
For sure. Like,
I made you a meme once, remember?
yeah, you did. Manny made my picture a meme, It was a profile picture on Facebook.
You're all looking very like you're really thinking about something. You're really deep in thought.
It was an emotional picture, and I think, what did it say? Like, thinking about booty like, or
like
something
thinking
like
about
that.
booty like, and you're just like staring like. Was it an emotional picture? Because if it was, I feel kind of bad.
No, not. I mean, like the picture itself looked like
very reflective,
like,
very.
Like it could have been a meme, an emotional meme. Like I was looking into something with like much thought.
Booty got me like.
Yeah. Booty,
oh, I think that was it.
Like, I saved it. I think I.
That was more than a year ago, dude. Damn,
yeah, dude, it was hilarious.
Crazy. What do you think about memes, man?
It depends. I think that memes are a colloquialized form of communication in the sense that different people use them to express different meanings or feelings wherever they can. And there's a lot of people now, especially that we live in the time and age that we do, there's a lot of people that are expressing a lot of different things that haven't been expressed before. And especially with the advent of the internet, I think that it's sort of become, a go-to form to express to a broader audience, as opposed to just, your friends group. Some of them are fucking hilarious. Some are fucking stupid as shit, and I love them. Like, my favorite meme is the one, where it's like the dog singing into the microphone, but it's like the dog version of, what's that song by Papa Roach?
Oh,
Cut my life into pieces.
Yeah, but it's like cut my leash into pieces. This is my bestest Bork. Like, I fucking love this shit. It's hilarious, and it makes no sense. So, I mean, some can be reduced to like a form, or some can be attributed to a form of communication, whereas others can be just sort of reduced to like a joke.
Yeah, just for laughs.
And I mean, it's different. It's different for all parties, and it's different for all people. I don't think that they're necessarily taking over our culture, but I think that it's giving people different avenues to express what it is that they mean in unique and interesting ways, or ways that would be unconventional to having an actual conversation. But there are two sides to every coin. So memes taking over people's expressions. At the same time that other people don't know how to express themselves in person.
I like that. No, I really like that. Like, it's cool that there are so many ways that you can express yourself nowadays. Like, for example, we got emojis. I love emojis, dude. I rely on them, to express, like, well, it's kind of like a game, because like sometimes I'll send the crying face emoji, and I'm not actually laughing, like I might be smiling, but like it's like an extension of what you feel. I feel the same way about memes. It's awesome, like when you find something relatable, you share it, and then people are like, oh shoot, like I relate to that too. That's a great feeling. The part that kind of bugs me sometimes, though, for example, the other day, well, I don't know if it bugs me so much as to that's what raised the question to me, like, are memes taking over our ability to express ourselves? Because, for example, and I've seen this a few times with different people on Facebook, they'll get legitimately like hurt. They'll post a status like, if you guys are gonna share my stuff but not like it, then just don't do it at all, or like they're expressing that it bugs them. It legit makes them feel like bad when someone just shares a meme that they've shared without liking it, meaning that they've maybe put an actual like meaning or emotion into the concept of getting likes, or an attachment to something that they copied. Like somebody made that content. It's not their content, but they're getting an attachment, like, oh, I feel like it's mine, and you guys shouldn't be sharing it without liking it first.
That's a shitty attitude to have, because like on some memes, I'll see them on Facebook, but it also says shared by this person, and this person, however many hours ago each. But if someone's going out there and accusing people of stealing their posts that they didn't even make in the first place, not even knowing that another person on their friends list could have been sharing it, I think that's just kind of like, I don't want to say fucking up the attitudes of like our youth today, but kind of fucking up the attitudes of our youth, basically.
Like there's so many more meaningful things that you can attach. Like you can make stuff, and I mean, if it's your meme and you share it out, obviously like people are gonna copy it and whatnot, but like then it might be a little bit more valid to get a little bit hurt about it. Like there's this freaking kid on YouTube that copied my song, one of my songs that I released. Probably didn't even buy it, probably downloaded it, and he made a lyric video about it, so that's cool, but didn't give any credit. I'm surprised I was even able to find it. Like then that kind of stung, like, hey, this kid's, and he got like 1,500 views. So I was like, this kid is using my song for views, no credit, so then that one kind of stung, but then I'm like, no, well, that's cool, like that's what being an artist is about. People are gonna it's cool that it meant a lot to this kid that he took the effort to make a video out of it and whatnot, but come on, credit me at least. So I feel like there it would be a little bit valid. But like if it was like, for example, if somebody, like I did a cover of like a Linkin Park song and somebody copied and pasted that video, didn't give me any credit, hey, well, that's not even my song anyways. Like, I don't know, just my 2 cents on that.
Well, I mean, you have to think about the value of intellectual property. I mean, memes have no monetary value. You can't go sell memes on the corner of the street, but you can sell songs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a difference of abstract value there. Sure, people getting mad at you about not liking their memes first, that's whatever, but at the same time, the internet is sort of its own entity, and, I mean, if people want to get mad about that, that's cool. And that's totally a different argument, but whenever it comes to actual intellectual properties, it's kind of separate.
Yeah. So what do you guys think, watching us, our very beautiful audience? Let us know what you guys think about memes. What's your favorite meme? Send us some memes, actually. We could use some more memes in our life. Make us meme. No. Yes.
So is this it? Is this the last part?
This is the last part, you guys.
Alright, flash round. What's your favorite band?
I can't say, dude. I had this
Really?
conversation
Okay.
with Brittany last night, and I was like,
Alright.
I can't say a favorite band.
Top three.
Circus Survive, Dance Gavin Dance, fucking shit. I can't, dude.
One more.
Okay.
You need one more.
Just
Let me look through my phone.
no.
Let's go.
Alright.
It's a flash round.
Yeah.
Like, you were stuck on a deserted island. Which 3 bands are you gonna listen for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
God fucking damn. Dude, I'd have to look through my... Timeout!
No time out.
What's your favorite 3?
Oh, okay.
Those
Linkin
guys.
Park, obviously.
Linkin Park, Metallica, and oh my god, the third one's always the hardest. I want to say Rise Against, but I haven't really listened to their newer stuff. I'm gonna say Rise Against.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Right Against is awesome.
Yeah.
Mine would be absolute number 1 favorite band of all time is Radiohead, for sure. They're
Radiohead's
amazing. If I had to listen to 2 other bands on an island for the rest of my life, it would be probably Converge and then Mos Def. And Mos Def isn't really a band, but he's a hip hop artist.
Okay.
But he's the best.
There you go, guys.
Okay, hold up. I'm changing my shit around now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Taking Back Sunday. Dance Gavin Dance.
Retcon, dude.
Mac Miller.
Okay. Yeah, Mac Miller's good vibes, dude.
I fucking love Mac Miller, dude.
Okay. Well, favorite. If you were stuck on an island, favorite 3 foods. Go.
Pizza, burgers, tacos.
Damn it,
Tight.
bro. Copy and paste, bro.
Oh my goodness.
No. Well,
Yeah, that was just like the easiest.
burgers.
I don't even know, dude.
Burgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, and ramen noodles, dude. They have like not a lot of protein in them, but God.
I'm like a casserole eater. Like I like my food with like sauce and not necessarily like meat. I can
Okay.
have it messy. I
Just messy
throw
food.
cheese on it and melt it and just fucking mix it.
Then
That shit.
I take back the last one. Then ramen noodles. I'll take eggs. I love me some
I
eggs,
fucking love
dude.
cooking.
I would
Freaking
do I'll do poke, pad thai, and eggs Benedict.
That's dude.
Eggs
you're-
Benedict
that
are
is
like the
so
greatest.
exotic, dude.
Dude, eggs is hardly.
What's eggs Benedict? What
Eggs
is that?
Benedict
Like
is
Benedict
literally
Cumberbatch?
poached eggs. So you boil cracked eggs in water as opposed to frying them, and then you put hollandaise sauce on them.
Hollandaise sauce is fucking
Yeah, hollandaise
delicious.
sauce is amazing. It's so good, and then like on top of English muffins with butter and a little bit of cheddar cheese, it's the best shit ever.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then poke is literally just sushi without being rolled.
Oh god damn it,
It's-
sushi. See,
Sushi.
I had to say mine really fast because I just
And then pad thai, Thai Kitchen here in Albuquerque has the best pad thai in the world.
dude,
so
Thai Kitchen's really fucking
it's
good.
amazing.
All right. Favorite 3 movies. You have to watch the same ones for the rest of your life. Go.
Oh shit.
Step Brothers. Fuck. Step Brothers for sure. That's like my favorite movie of all time. God damn it. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Just think of what other 2 movies do you like?
Dude, there's so many in my mind right now. Between like
Oh fuck.
Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I like the other
It was
ones
cool.
too.
Yeah.
Dude, the Transformers movies are awesome. The Jurassic Park movies are awesome. The fucking like everything, dude. I love movies,
Well,
What
but
about you, Manny?
for sure, Step Brothers.
yeah, that is a good movie. I do Jurassic Park, the original. Toy Story, dude. That one has a special place in my heart.
Fuck yeah, Toy
It's
Story.
not that good, like watching it again, but like I grew up with it, so I'll watch the shit out of that. And one of the Marvel movies, dude. I think I'd pick Infinity War, dude.
Yeah,
I've only
Infinity
seen
War
it
is
once,
really
but
cool.
yeah, I think that's gonna be a favorite when it releases on Blu-ray. Sponsor us, Marvel and Disney. What about you?
I do Sunshine.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me take back Toy Story.
What happened to it being a special part of your childhood?
Nah, fuck Toy Story, dude. I could give 2 craps about it. Pulp Fiction, dude.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction,
Fiction's
dude.
good.
Oh,
Pulp
dude, I
Fiction is
love that
classics.
movie, dude. And I barely watched it like 3 years ago, dude. I'm like, what has my life been without this freaking movie? So that's it. Sorry. Now
It's all good. I do Sunshine, which is my absolute favorite movie of all time, live action. I'd probably do. It's hard to say between like Akira and the Cowboy Bebop movie,
Okay.
and again, it's hard to say between Twin Towers or not Twin Towers, the Two Towers, and then Fellowship of the Ring, for Lord of the Rings.
Which one have you seen more?
I've seen both of them equally.
Okay.
We used to like every like Easter or family holiday we would watch all 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
How long
But,
does that take?
Like all day, I'm
They
sure.
last freaking forever, dude.
It takes forever, man. It takes way too long, but it's
Yeah, like-
always worth it, man. You see what's his name? What's the actor's name for Frodo?
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, you see Elijah Wood as fucking Frodo and Samwise Gamgee, man. It's the best shit ever.
I've only seen that movie once, and I was too young to remember it.
God damn, dude, I don't do well with those little flash rounds.
You're terrible, dude.
Yeah, I know.
All right, that was movies, music, TV shows, dude. Favorite TV shows. We'll start with you now.
Shit.
Since this guy got so many.
All right, my favorite
This
TV
is the one I was
show.
ready for too.
My favorite TV show is going to be Rick and Morty. If I had to survive with 3, do it like anime series count?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it would be like Rick and Morty, Cowboy Bebop, which is like my favorite of all time. And fuck, I don't really watch that many TV shows. Probably Top Gear.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be Rick and Morty, Cowboy Bebop, and Top Gear. Top Gear is the best shit ever. I fucking love.
That's
Top
the one with
Gear.
the cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, other than that, Jeremy Clarkson is a racist piece of shit, but the
Good
content the content of the show is amazing. Jeremy Clarkson is just he's a little interesting.
Don't sponsor us.
Don't.
Don't. I would pick. Oh my god. Okay, Dragon Ball Z. The whole freaking Dragon Ball Z, dude.
Like Dragon Ball Z.
No, just.
Super.
Well,
Just
I
Z?
mean, because they're different shows. Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super are different.
Okay.
I
I
pick
thought you were
Dragon Ball
going
Z.
for, like,
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
I
I used to watch that when I was a kid.
I
Yep.
love Dragon Ball Z.
It's sick.
Breaking Bad, dude.
Breaking Bad. is
And then the
fucking
last one, I'd say it's a tie between How I Met Your Mother and That 70s Show, but for nostalgia purposes, That 70s Show, dude.
I never finished Breaking Bad.
No?
Oh.
I got like
It
three,
gets
I got
better
like-
and better and better.
I got
and
like 3 episodes before the last episode, and I've never watched them. And that was like 4 years ago that I
Oh my
finished
gosh.
that.
Looks
You
like
need to
you
watch
gotta
that.
rewatch it, man.
I know.
Yeah, you have
I
to. And
know.
then there's the spin-off series.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul.
That's a
Yeah.
good show too.
It's really good.
It's not as good as Breaking Bad, but I mean, what can be?
I mean, it's
you
got
know,
the same
in that-
themes.
Yeah.
It's cool to see, like, oh, I've been in that house. They
Right?
filmed in one house that I've been to a college party in, or maybe it was like a similar house, but it's cool to see that, like, because they filmed that here. It says, I've been there.
Fun fact.
My mom used to work there. Fun
Jake
fact.
and I went to the same high school that they filmed.
Oh yeah, that's
Breaking
right.
Bad. Walter White.
That's right. And they filmed that one vampire movie too.
Oh yeah, like Fright Night. What was it
Yeah,
called?
it was something like that. They filmed that there as well at that high school.
What
But-
high school was it?
Rio Rancho.
Rio
High
Rancho.
School.
Oh,
I only
Rio
went
Rancho.
there for like half a semester. But I still went there.
I went there the entire time, and I hated every second of it.
Well,
It's
guys,
miserable.
this is kind of like a little off topic, but just a little, to the side. Here's some fun Albuquerque facts. Neil Patrick Harris, very famous, He actually went to La Cueva High School here in Albuquerque. The Avengers, the first Avengers, they filmed the intro scene where they're in the I think it's like a shield compound or whatever, and it gets blown up. The school, they actually filmed that at a high school, and that high school is actually down the street from right here, so like it's like a 2-minute drive from 3-minute drive. Shit, did I just give away my location? It's pretty close to
not,
where
not
we're
the
at right now.
precise location, but
Yeah, so it's like down the street, so real cool stuff.
Ja-
They film a lot of
I
stuff.
can't remember his first name, but James or Alex Mercer of the Shins grew up here in Albuquerque, and he's had a lot of band. He had a couple bands here in Albuquerque before he was the Shins. There's another band too. Do you know the other band that went to Rio Rancho High School and they were from here? No.
I know like a lot of bands have members from Albuquerque, like mostly metal bands. In the midst
There's
of
some
Lions,
other people.
Rest in peace. In the midst of Lions.
What happened to them?
Oh, they just stopped being a band.
Oh.
But yeah, their guitarist is an Albuquerque native. We got a lot of like musical talent in Albuquerque.
What do you call our natives? Albuquerqueans?
Porqueños.
Porqueños.
Burqueños, eh?
Porqueños, eh?
Anyway.
What? Hey, wait. What about you, dude? What's your favorite 3 shows?
Oh shit. I was gonna say Friends, but yeah, for nostalgic reasons, I will have to say that 70s
Friends
show.
is trash,
Dude.
Christian.
Okay, so
is
Friends,
trash.
How I Met Your Mother, that 70s show. I feel like they're all like the same sitcom, just in different like universes.
Yeah, or different
Yeah,
eras of
but-
time, or
Yeah.
different places in the country.
I've watched all 3 of them. I think that 70s show I can probably relate to the most.
I learned a
No
lot from
reason.
that show.
Yeah, right.
For no reason.
But no, it would be that 70s show.
It's alright, buddy.
Fucking Family
It's
Guy.
alright, buddy.
I love me some Family Guy.
Rick and Morty for me, like I love Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty is
You
really
know.
fucking good.
And I would have said that one. That one would have been if it was like 4 choices. That would have been my 4th one. Rick and Morty. That's the show I've been binging, dude. Like over and they never get old, dude. I've seen season 3 like probably like they barely put it on Hulu, dude. And I've seen the whole season probably like a good 4 or 5 times, dude. And
It's so good.
It never gets old.
It's so good.
But I just had to pick that 70s show because that was a huge part of my.
Well, I mean, Rick and Morty has so many different aspects of humor. You know, they have like nihilistic humor, they have like scientific humor, they have just like stupid, blatant humor. You know, they have like intellectual humor, and it's
Yeah.
like they appeal to so many different audiences. But you know, they're still being aired at midnight on Adult Swim. But at the same time, they've sort of become like a cultural icon. You know, like my 15-year-old brother has like a phone case of Rick and Morty. You know, and it's like stuff like that. You know, it's. And of course, there's the meme jokes of like, oh, I'm not smart enough to watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
it's like
freaking-
oh yeah, my IQ is 155, you know, because I watch Rick and Morty. And
I
stuff.
understand the joke.
It's you know, I mean, it's whatever. It appeals to so many different aspects of like human nature that it's hilarious in every way.
Rick and Morty's it's a great show, but the community behind it, like the fans and all that, terrible
Yeah,
people, man.
dude.
You need to be
Okay.
this smart. I'm smart. I can enjoy this show. You can't. You didn't get the joke. Like, just enjoy the show.
Well, you gotta realize
Like-
too that like people like that are sort of toxic and virulent, they're gonna have a mainstream appeal no matter what, just because they're the most outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole community of people. Like, you know, most of the people in my band, I'm pretty sure all the people in my band, my brothers and my girlfriend, you know, they all love Rick and Morty for different reasons. So, you know, that's one part of the like Rick and Morty culture that, you know, obviously has some sort of platform and they're using it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna watch me some Rick and Morty right after this. Adult Swim, sponsor us. No, seriously.
Sprite, I'm trying to get that Sprite sponsorship, dude.
Sprite.
Y'all watch Eric Andre?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Is he trying to get sponsored by Sprite?
He physically harms himself.
Oh my
And
god.
then they have host this group of people. I don't remember what they're testing, like cell phones or whatever, but he crashes through the skylight and he's like, I'm just trying to get a Sprite sponsorship, and he's all fucked up and has blood all over him, dude. It's hilarious, man.
What show is this?
Eric Andre show. You know
Eric
Hannibal
Andre.
Buress, right? Hannibal Buress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
he's-
Hanna-Barbera?
No.
Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal Buress, yeah.
He
Hannibal Barbera or whatever.
I don't know who that is, dude.
No,
Is this on Hulu, Amazon?
It's on Adult Swim too.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
Hulu.
Just
Yeah,
go watch like the
it's
greatest
Adult
hits
Swim.
compilation, and
Okay.
that's enough to get you hooked.
I'm gonna look into that because that sounds funny. Should we should we perform bodily harm on ourselves to get sponsorships from
Oh,
Adult
Jesus.
Swim? And what's that guy who we told not to sponsor us? I kind of want to get his sponsorship now.
Who, Jeremy Clarkson?
Jeremy Clarkson.
He's got his own show, so it doesn't matter.
Totally kidding you guys. Here at Magnified Reality, we have a good sense of humor. But anyways, you guys, Jesus, we could go on about so many topics, you guys, and that's the cool thing about this show. The possibilities are endless. So you listening at home, let us know in the comments what would you like us to talk about in future episodes. In the meantime, we're just about to end our final segment. Jake, tell us a little bit more about Crush, though. What are you guys doing? Tell the audience a little bit more about your band and what's going on.
So we have a vinyl coming out for our recent EP, Sins of the Father. All the art was designed by my friend Wesley Meebist, and we had a poem written and recorded by Bianca Sanchez. And we have, what else do we have? It was recorded by Matthew Tobias here in Albuquerque. He's a fantastic sound engineer. We have a tour coming up next month. Next year we have some big plans. We're going to go on a U.S. American tour again for 3 weeks, and then we're trying to go to Europe, but that's a little bit up in the air. We're trying to plan everything for that. Other than that, we love playing shows. We love breaking stuff. We just got a new bassist. His name is Nick Vasco. He's really, really, really good, and we just ended like a 2-month tour across America. So we got all kinds of stuff going on. We're writing a new album. We got all kinds of shit all the time going on. Being in a band is not easy.
But it's fun.
It is fun, and it's how I identify myself. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get myself to wherever the hell it is that I want to be, because that's what I do.
Dig it. You guys, be sure to check out Crush. They're, in my opinion, my review of your band, dude, very unique, very freaking energetic, and very fun to listen to. You know how there's some bands that are awesome, and they're just like, oh man, but it's kind of a bummer to listen to these guys. These guys are the complete opposite. These guys are fun, funky, heavy, and you'll want to headbang to these guys. So check out Crushed. We're going to have links in the bottom. Check out their stuff. Support local bands. Any last words for our viewers and listeners?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Drive Datsuns till you die.
Taxation is theft.
Taxation is theft. Bureaucracy is a lie.
Oh my gosh. Next week on our next season on Magnified Reality, we'll talk about politics, probably.
Probably.
You guys,
Or probably not.
I dealt with a bunch of fucking politics today, man. I'm fucking sick of it.
yeah, same here, you guys. We wanna, next season we're gonna come back strong, you guys. We wanna thank you so much for supporting us through our very first season. We got some incredible stuff planned for season 2, and we got some skits and some stuff that we're gonna do in between seasons. When we're gonna come back for season 2, it'll probably be around the fall, probably.
Just like every other TV show, you know.
We did get renewed for a second season by our studio, which is actually my room, one of my rooms. So we're very thankful for that. Our executive producer, who is us.
Damn, son.
It's my cat, Oliver, the executive producer. I don't know where he's at, but he's somewhere in the house. Christian, any last words before we wrap up the show and the season?
Yes, actually. My third show that I would like to pick.
Oh, you didn't get to the third?
No, I never got to the third, and I just realized.
Oh my god. What was it, bro? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I'm just gonna throw one out there. Let's go. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go Breaking Bad. I would have said The Walking Dead, but they started being really shitty like a few seasons back. So.
Oh, don't even open that kind of worms, dude.
Yeah.
I got a bone to pick with The Walking Dead. But
They were like good up until like maybe 3 episodes into season 5, I want to say, and then they're just like, okay, this sucks now.
All right.
we're
Ideal guitar.
Ideal guitar?
Ideal guitar.
Telecaster.
Telecaster? Fender? Yeah? Okay. Ideal guitar.
for our video viewers. My ideal guitar is actually this red one that's behind Jake right here.
Oh,
this is the. It's been through a lot. I've had it for 8 years. This is a Schecter Hellraiser C1. It's missing the Hellraiser part because I used to play this in the church and it was offensive and I lost
offensive.
it. But this
What,
guitar
really?
is so.
It was offensive, they said?
It was me who actually brought that up. But it's got.
Oh, okay.
For those guitar nerds out there, EMG pickups, and you can actually push pull, the coils. And I have like a ton of guitars, but this guitar can have any tone you freaking want.
Yeah,
you want
I
a good
believe it.
distortion with full body, you'll have this guitar. You want a really nice clean sound. This is the guitar that I record like 90% of my songs with, even though I have like 8 guitars. So that's it. What about you, man?
Ooh, it's tough, man. Prisma guitar, any sort of Prisma guitar, something with wide range pickups. They make guitars out of old skateboards.
What?
Yeah, and it's a single.
Prisma.
It's a single guitar, single guy in a garage in San Francisco, and he takes like old skateboards and glues them together and cuts out guitar shapes. They're beautiful.
What?
That's my ideal guitar, but I would be too afraid to play it because I beat the shit out of my guitars. So, like, I'm gonna keep it in like the $250 to $700 range. But that's my ideal guitar.
That's
Nice.
tight. We need
Oh,
to
yeah.
check out that band, bro.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. This is fun.
Always,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, dude.
We'll see you in season 2.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, brother.
You guys, we're very thankful for all our guests, and of course today Jake was an awesome guest. He has some great insight, and of course, I'm very confident that we'll see you again in season 2, bro, for some more craziness, some more in-depth, crazy, existential stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Isn't existential stuff? That's part of one of your records too, right?
Yeah, Giant Robots and Existentialism.
Yeah.
It was written by our good friend Gabe, Sunglasses Emoji Barva, who now lives in Brooklyn, New York. But that was
Wow.
his stage name as a poet, and he wrote a poem based on Neon Genesis Evangelion to coincide with our album, even though I stole the name Giant Robots and Existentialism from him.
Vegas.
What a good guy.
And
He's a good guy. He's a great guy.
that is a very rock and roll way to end this episode, you guys. Thank you guys so much for checking out our stuff. Don't forget, if you're listening to this podcast, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, subscribe to us on YouTube. Our name is also Magnified Reality on there. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click the links down below to check us out on Spotify and iTunes. This podcast is actually really great to listen to while you're driving. So thank you guys so much once again, and have yourselves a great, awesome day.
Hang 10, brother.
Yes.